A man walked into a New York hotel room in the bitter cold and died alone with a pile of unpaid bills. His name was Nikola Tesla, a genius whose ideas powered the modern world and whose life ended in obscurity. He rode a winding path from small-town immigrant to celebrated inventor, and then to a lonely figure seen as eccentric. His life was full of brilliant triumphs and heartbreaking defeats that reveal the price of obsessive invention. He was born in 1856 in what is now Croatia, the son of a Serbian priest and a mother who improvised tools and household devices. Even as a child, he showed an unusual imagination for machines and problem-solving. After studying engineering, he left Europe and arrived in New York in 1884 with a letter to Thomas Edison and a single set of clothes. Edison welcomed him, and first impressions were promising, but their alliance soon fractured over money and ideas. Tesla championed alternating current, while Edison backed direct current, and the two competed fiercely. The rivalry exploded into the War of Currents, a dramatic struggle for the soul of electrical power. Tesla ultimately proved AC was safer and more efficient for long-distance transmission. That victory reshaped industry and lit cities around the world, yet Tesla received little financial reward. He moved from one lab to another, inventing the radio remote, neon-like lighting, and early concepts of wireless power. In 1899, he built a Colorado laboratory to study high voltage and wireless transmission, creating spectacular artificial lightning. People flocked to see his demonstrations, drawn by the impossible beauty of controlled lightning. But he was never as skilled at business as he was at theory and spectacle. Investors and rivals exploited his generosity and impracticality, leaving him dependent on a rotating cast of patrons. One patron, J.P. Morgan, briefly funded an ambitious project to transmit wireless power from a towering experimental station on Long Island. The Wardenclyffe Tower rose as a monument to possibility, but collapsed under financial pressure and skepticism. With Wardenclyffe unfinished, Tesla lost his last major backer and watched his dream fade. He continued to work, publishing bold ideas about global wireless communication and free energy. Some ideas were prophetic and true, others were impractical or unverified even to him. As he aged, his eccentricities deepened. He kept strict routines, loved pigeons, and spoke about communicating with the universe. The press labeled him bizarre, and the scientific community grew distant as new technologies and personalities emerged. Financial insecurity forced him into a string of cheap hotels where he worked alone amid dwindling resources. He died in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel in 1943, his work papers later seized and examined by the government. His funeral was modest, attended by a few friends and admirers, while the world had already moved on to newer giants. In the decades after his death, his notebooks and patents were re-examined and his influence grew again. Wireless communication, neon lighting, radio ideas, and modern power systems all bear traces of his imagination. Yet he remains a figure of paradox, brilliant but often naive, celebrated in theory but poor in practice. His life exposes how society rewards spectacle and short-term profit more than quiet, patient invention. It also shows how genius can be vulnerable to loneliness, pride, and poor financial navigation. Despite his struggles, his curiosity never faded, and he kept sketching the future until his last days. Today, museums display his relics, and popular culture crowns him as a symbol of neglected genius. Inventors still cite his methods and ideas, and engineers stand on foundations he helped lay. His story warns of the cost of brilliance when it is unmoored from practical support. It also celebrates the stubborn human drive to imagine a different future, regardless of recognition. In the end, Nikola Tesla embodies both the miracle and the tragedy of modern innovation. His legacy remains woven into every flicker of light and every wireless signal that carries our lives forward. Remembering Tesla means honoring curiosity and protecting the fragile people behind bold ideas. His life asks for a world that values invention and the inventors who risk everything to remake reality. The bright arcs of his imagination still light the path forward, but the cost of that light is part of the story. His name lives on as a reminder that progress is messy, human, and sometimes painfully beautiful.